If this is the first time you're listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show, please remember to subscribe and click on the like button. This is Lucy McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation so that they can make a big impact in the world and leave a legacy. I truly believe that when we accept our mystic powers and use them as entrepreneurs, that we will accelerate the transformation of this world so that we can bring about more peace and harmony, free from hunger and free from war. So today we have a very special edition of the Wealthy Wednesday show, and I'd like to invite you to click on the subscribe button and click on the like button. So please make sure you share this Wealthy Wednesday show with any of your friends, post it on your social media, and be able to put the comments below so I can provide you with exactly what you're looking for and what you want to get out of this show. So now let's get started. Are you ready to change your money flow? Would you like to get beyond the six figures that you keep bumping up against? Well, let me tell you, my book, Magical Money Manifestations, is going to help you create money manifestations on autopilot so that you will have more money, more freedom, and more joy in your life. Go to magicalmoneymanifestations.com to find out more information. Hey, welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Lucy McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation so that they can have a big impact in the world and leave a legacy. Today, I want you to grab a pen, grab a paper, because I have an incredible, fabulous guest for this show. Her name is Gabrielle Spencer, and she is known as the practical spiritualist as she combines her 20 plus years of successful corporate experience with her 10 plus years of heart-based intuitive healing and business savvy to assist heart-centered entrepreneurs in their businesses. Her mojo is to empower visionary entrepreneurs, change makers, coaches, intuitives, and healers to discover, align with, and activate their true purpose, passions, and gifts. So, Gabrielle, welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show.
Thank you. That's so exciting. I'm so happy to be here. I love meeting you, Lucy. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You are so passionate about being able to help these entrepreneurs to turn away from, what they might seem as common sense, but to actually bridge it with what they're meant to do. Can you tell us a little bit on how do you help these entrepreneurs shift their frequency so that they get out of that survival kind of mentality?
Absolutely. This is my passion because I had that 20 years in corporate and was super successful, had a mansion in Scottsdale, Arizona. I had the life and it all went away. And I know that's the sad part, right? It's when you're not actually following your path. And I am very honest with people and I tell them, I've been spiritual for a long time, but I very much kept my corporate career, and my spiritual life completely secret. So I had a very definite line, and I did not merge them, even though that is why I'm here. This is my mission. My mission is to get those people who are leaders to get themselves, their vibration high enough so that they can show up and lead the people they're meant to lead. That's like, I'm a forerunner for getting everybody where they need to be so they can do their mission, which is really cool. But I was certainly not doing that. I tell everyone, I always stayed just inside the line of my etheric energetic contract, right? Mm-hmm. I always did just enough where I was in compliance, but I really wasn't actually wholeheartedly doing anything. And, unfortunately, when the housing crisis hit, I was one of the first people that felt that long before everybody else did, because I worked in secondary marketing and banking and mortgages and finance and working with, banks, investors, and all of that. And so what happened was, that was like the beginning. That's the beginning of the end, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did lose our $1.4 million home in Scottsdale, and everything went downhill from there, right? So all the money that I had made, we used up in the interim time. And unfortunately, this went on for years. Things just, kept going and going. And it's like, when are you ever going to get out of this horrible cycle? And of course, I realized that it was just repetitive sabotage that was happening, right? And so things went from bad to worse, unfortunately. And so my husband had, good God, hard sequence, because it's like, bam, then you get up, right? And you're like, okay, we can make it. And then bam, and you're going, really? No kidding. Yes. So we lost our home. We spent all of our savings just to survive and keep going. And then I got pregnant at 40 years old. And I know, trust me, that was a surprise. And then my mother-in-law moved in with us. And then I had my son. Then my husband got laid off from his job a month later. And then 5 months later, my husband was diagnosed with cancer. Oh. And in order to escape the reality in which we were finding ourselves, my husband literally lost himself in video games. And like, you couldn't, we're at a total standstill. Nothing was going well. And for most everybody, you can relate to this story as not just the repetitive sabotage where you think, oh my God. And I always tell everyone, look, we were spiritual. We met in Tibet in 1999, okay, on a spiritual journey. We did, all the right things, right? So you go, what the heck are we doing? And why is this keep happening where we just cannot pick ourselves up? And this is what I call survival-driven abundance. So you can have an abundance of crap, and every now and again you peak, right? And you get a break, and everybody thinks, oh my God, that's my break. This is going to be it, right? And you're thinking, oh yes. But what happens in survival-driven abundance is, yes, you get lucky. Something will go your way every now and again. But most of the time, you're banging your head against the wall, trying to get an opportunity to work, trying to make things happen. You're calling this person, you're doing that, and you're running yourself completely ragged and still hating your life and not really having that inner fulfillment from anything that you're doing, even if you think you're on your path. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So you might think to yourself, but this is my path, but yet it's still not working out. And why is that? That's the question, right? Mm-hmm. So, and as we say in the spiritual realms, it's really all about the right question. So, so basically I had to embrace what my real life mission was. And I tell everyone, I loved my corporate career. I made oodles and oodles of money. I was, aces. I was number one in the country for my company. I was well-known, well-respected. And I just wanted to get back to that, right? Who wouldn't? I just love being corporate. And finally, one day I went to see a spiritual psychic, and I said to her, okay, I'm totally can't get this to go. I mean, nothing was working. And she looked at me, she's like, you're a healer. I said, no, I don't want to do that this lifetime. Don't want to. I just want to go back to corporate. And she looked at me, she's like, no. And I said, yeah. So I fought it. And now, of course, I look back and I'm thinking, what were you thinking? Why would you fight that? How stupid are you? But I really did not want to go down this road. I didn't want to have to be out in the public. I didn't want people to make fun of me. I just wanted to be normal. I don't want to be seen as weird. All these things that go through your mind. You're like, I just don't really want to go that road. Not this lifetime, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, I did fight it, but finally realized, okay. And I tell everybody, and I made that conscious, I said out loud, fine, I will do it for 6 months. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going back to corporate. And I tell everybody, so that was 10 years or more ago. Anyway, so what happens is as you work on yourself and you heal your heart And I talk about healing actually in a multidimensional way,
Mm-hmm.
that you have to heal all the scars and traumas and hurts and betrayals and mistrust, all those things from a multidimensional perspective. Okay, because we're not just a 3D being, and everybody out there knows this,
That's
but
good.
you need to end up finding a multidimensional healer, somebody who can access those ancient keys and codes to help you heal that, or you need
Mm-hmm.
to be doing enough work that you're able to access it, however you want to do it, right? So
Correct.
for me, I like doing it the fast way because
Mm-hmm.
we have other things
Fast
to
is
do.
good.
That's right. Right. Exactly. So what happens is when you heal your heart and then you heal your spirit, that's your inner self, and then you heal your mind, your subconscious and your conscious in that multidimensional way, that is when you shift from survival based, which is also fear based programming. And according to Dr. Hawkins and his scale of consciousness, 0 to 200 are all your fear-based frequencies. That's your base programming that you come in with. Everybody does. And we have to heal ourselves so that we're able to rise above it just naturally, because we all know already that thinking positive thoughts are never going to rocket you out of that lower vibration, because you can't think it 24 hours a day. And that's just your mind. You have all that multidimensional self,
Mm-hmm.
who you
That's so
are,
true.
that's sending out frequencies of other things. So your mind is not going to be able to overcome all that rest of who you are. So our survival based frequency is that 0 to 200, fear based. So depression, sadness, grief, anger, irritation, feeling provoked, feeling like everybody's against you, nothing works for you. All of those feelings that are low vibration, that would be where your frequency is when you're feeling those. So when you're feeling that, your abundance is only going to go in the negative, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when you heal yourself on those multidimensional layers, and then you get to the mind as the third, and this is because base programming is run by your mind. It's your mind is in charge of your survival. That's its job. So you can't take its job away and go, oh, I'm going to go do this over here. Instead, you have to build up your heart and your spirit, heal them, align them, so that basically I always think of it like they gang up against the mind and
Yes.
force the mind to come into the triangle. So you have the heart, spirit, and mind, and that's how you flip it to that higher vibration. See? So you go from body, mind, spirit, which is what you come in with, and you change it to heart, spirit, and mind, and they work together. And then you move into what I call purpose-driven abundance. So your frequency is at a natural baseline above that 200 line, and then you reach into universal source abundance. It's awesome.
Oh,
It's an
that
awesome
is
place to
awesome.
be.
Yes, absolutely. And can you explain to us, how do people determine once they start doing that shift? Are there certain telltale signs that they'll notice? Because you were at the very, very bottom. You were in that lower 200
I
level.
think I was in negative something.
Okay, you were in the negative something. But what were some of the signs, so that, people maybe who have depression, or people who keep hitting this financial glass ceiling, or they keep getting knocked down every time they think they're coming up, what are some things that they can look for?
When you are in a higher vibrational frequency, everything happens easily, and it comes together without you even trying. It is the most phenomenal thing, and a lot of people call that magic, but it isn't magic. It's all about your frequency. And so, for example, recently one day I was thinking, oh my goodness, my calendar for speaking engagements, what happened? Did I take a break? And yes, I got busy doing this and that and the other, and my assistant and I weren't really paying attention because I was booked out. And I thought, oh my goodness, this whole month, what did I do? I don't have any speaking engagements. And that was it. 24 hours later, I had 5 that had come into me. I didn't do anything for them. It was just the fact that I realized, oh, wait, and you're actually not in a panic about it. You're just like, oh, that's not good, right? And then it's like you put it out there just by thinking it. And so people think to themselves, it's that positive thought, right? I'm sending out a positive thought. No, if your frequency is high enough, you're not sending anything out there. It's just out there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I know exactly what
So,
you're talking about.
so when everybody out there talks about, oh, I'm going to give you the magic, I'm going to do this and that. Well, the most consistent way to create abundance, I call it the consistent and sustainable way, is to raise your own vibration. That way, whatever you do put out there, the universe can begin to bring it to you. Now, of course, getting speaking engagements is not that difficult when you're already out there, right?
Correct.
But for the people who may just be starting, that might require you to go ahead and send, your speaking email to somebody. And you go, okay, so who is it? But then the universe would bring to you the right person. And it like they'll send you an email because you're on their email list and you think, oh my God, they're doing a summit. Let me send my information to them. And the universe will start delivering other things to help move you along the way, wherever you are, right? The next step will just become apparent. I tell everybody, it reminds me of the old Michael Jackson video. I'm certainly dating myself, right? The old Michael Jackson video, Billie Jean. Do you remember in Billie Jean and the sidewalk lights up and he dances to the next light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that video?
Yes.
That's what it's like when you are in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. The path does literally just light up in front of you and you just know the next step to take. I was speaking with another very, very powerful woman, business coach, healer, and she was telling me, we were laughing because I said, I really actually see it like Hansel and Gretel with breadcrumbs. She goes, oh my God, that's how I see it. She goes, but they're crystal breadcrumbs. I'm like, I really like that, crystal breadcrumbs. Okay.
Yes.
So it's where your path is laid out, but it's being laid as you go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because when your vibration is higher, you change from, it's another concept, but there are different destinies for all of us. And when you're in that 0 to 200, you are in the fated destiny. It is written for you, buddy, and you're not escaping it because those are the lessons you need to learn in order to release those lessons, heal them. That's how you release them. You heal them and you are able to then raise your vibration. And when you raise your vibration to that above 200 level, you switch from fated destiny to you actually enter the phase of divine destiny, where it's actually being written by you. It's when you're not so trapped. We all believe in free will, but the truth is, yeah, you have free will, but the general free will in 0 to 200 is how well can you screw it up for yourself? That's generally the kind of free will that you experience, right?
Yes, that's true. I'm totally guilty of that free will also in the past, fortunately.
Unfortunately, that's how you and I got where we are now, because we had to experience that sort of free will, which isn't exactly free, and it's not exciting, and it isn't adventurous at all. It's just a pain, and you're just like, oh my God, when are we going to get out of the pain? So when you cross over to that 200 level, that is when it becomes you are in alignment with your divine destiny and the potentials of that. And I tell everybody, imagine that you're flying an airplane over a dark highway system. So like, let's talk about Phoenix, right? Or Tampa, where you have all the roads crossing over each other and you can see all the cars with their lights and they're all streaming. When you hit that higher frequency, that's what I see when I connect and I'm asking for opportunities and potentials to come. You just see a whole lot that you can take.
Yes.
But when you're in that lower frequency, that's when you get the choice of the rock and the hard place. Those are your two choices, right?
Yes.
And I've had so many clients say to me, I should have chosen the other thing. And I'm thinking, really? Because at the time, that seemed so much better. You didn't think you chose the best of the two because they were both bad. That's the truth that nobody wants to say. Okay?
That is the truth that nobody wants to say.
That's right. So when you're in that lower frequency, that's what's happening. You have the yuck choice and the yuckier choice. So neither
Correct.
one are great. Neither one are going to get you where you really want to be, and neither one are going to fulfill you or be the be all end all for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you raise your frequency, you leave all that behind, and you are suddenly able to call to you other opportunities and people, and things just unfold like magic. And I don't love this word magic because everybody thinks that you're gonna come up with some hocus pocus recipe, and I just need to say this, and then stuff is gonna happen, bam, right? But that is not the magic. The magic is when your frequency is high enough that you're in concert with the magic and the music of higher dimensional energy, and it just all comes together, and it feels in the 3D like magic because it couldn't have happened. I mean, it's where people who are, mind people, like I call myself the practical spiritualist because I love the mind. And I tell everybody, this is a part of that magic triangle. You have to have the mind. You can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of ego. You can't get rid of pride. Everything has to be brought into alignment. It's not about overcoming it. It's about bringing it all together in balance. Remember when I said before I wanted to keep everything separate? Well, that's the problem. You have to actually bring it all together. You can't ignore anybody. They all have to be one. So when that happens, everything fluidly happens for you, and you don't do anything. And that's how, when we talk about creating, what are you creating? Well, it's not really about creating. It's about being able to experience it in this lower dimension. Like, you can ask for it, you can see it out there, but it's then having the ability to bring it into the dimension in which we actually live as humans, and for it to unfold. And that's where we think to ourselves, wow, that's so incredible. And I always tell people, I spend most of my time in awe because I just can't believe how easily things come together without any effort, really, where you're just like, yes, it requires me. You have to still do action. Don't anybody misunderstand me. But it's aligned action. And Lucy, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's where it pops in, oh my, I need to contact Jackie. She's just popped in my mind. Like, this happens to me a lot for my clients. Like, if I work with my private clients, because obviously I have a connection with them. But recently, this woman, she popped into my head, and she popped into my head again the same day. And the next morning she pops in my head again. I'm like, okay, fine. So the magic of 3. Mm-hmm. Okay, you've popped into my head 3 times. So I texted her and said, hey, thinking about you. I hope everything's well. I'm sending you love and light. And she texted me back. She goes, I'm not surprised that you're thinking of me, because things were falling apart. And so I said to her, let's talk. So we did. And I helped, do the energetic work to bring her back into alignment. Mm-hmm. And then the thing that she was freaking out about, she's a realtor, actually out in Arizona. And so she's been having this trouble selling this house. And we did the cleanup, and I said to her, we're going to infuse the house with light and energy. I said, it feels kind of dead. The spirit of the house feels kind of dead. And she goes, yeah, because it's empty. I'm like, well, that explains it. There is no life in the house. And so it's just kind of, sad, right? It's just no energy there, basically. And we did. And then she said to me, while you and I have been doing this, she goes, I just got an email, somebody requesting a showing for that house. So you go, fabulous. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
That's the beauty of being in alignment with the energy and not falling into the old habit of feeling like, okay, nothing's working. I tell everybody, when I start to feel a little down, like, oh gosh, I don't feel like doing anything today. I just want to be, by myself or whatever. I will make myself do one thing that will perpetuate or move something. Okay. So it might be that sending out that email or, calling somebody, whatever. And it's amazing how just one little effort. And then it's like, it just sparks a whole chain of events. And you're like, wow, well, I'm not in the doldrums anymore. Right.
Mhm.
So it's just a nice technique to keep you moving without having to do anything major.
That's so true. And a lot of times it's the smallest movements that we create that give us the largest returns.
So true. It's all about being in alignment and in that higher vibration. And when you are, those little movements truly are like the butterfly effect. They just
Yes.
really, I have met people all around the world just sitting from my home, in my home office. It's
Mhm.
insane, but it's awesome. I mean, people are like, how can you be by yourself all day? I'm like, I am not by myself.
That's true. That is so true. You are definitely not by yourself when you
No.
have a home office and you're working online. And you actually have this incredible free gift for individuals who want to unlock and unleash their abundance. Can you tell us a
Yes.
little bit about this um, free gift that you have, and how can individuals get a hold of this?
All right. This free gift is in concert with everything that we've talked about today,
Yes.
because this gift is an MP3 where I gave you, it's very short. I think it's no more than 12 minutes. It gives you a little bit of an understanding about being in alignment and aligning the heart, the spirit, the mind with your higher self, because it's your higher self who actually knows what you're supposed to be doing here, believe it or not. And it is busy directing you. And I always laugh to myself thinking, I must have driven my higher self really crazy for a long time.
I get that. Oh, I so get that. Yes.
so, so when you are in alignment, as I've described it, and then in alignment with your higher self, this is what unlocks what we've been talking about. It's like it just begins to open up your world. And I tell everybody to do the MP3s. I don't make an MP3 any different for my free gift offer than I do the ones in my program. I work with everybody's higher self on the multidimensional levels, and part of my gifts are keys and codes and clearings are delivered just through my voice. It's just one of the gifts I've been that has been reawakened for myself. And when you hear the voice, you're getting work. And then when I do the actual clearing and activation part, I invite you to add your own needs and intentions, I call them. I ask you to add your own intention for clearing. And I'm working with your higher self in your now moment, like as if we were doing it just that moment. And this is important because as you do healing, it's not limited to just what is on that MP3, because your higher self knows what's in your highest and best. And that's the point. So it's your gateway, your connection to being able to access the other side and get the assistance that I was talking about earlier. So that's what this one is about. It's about aligning you with your higher self so that you can unlock and unleash your higher vibrational abundance. Oh, and where do we get it?
Yes.
GabrielleSpencer.com/unlock. So it's GABRIELLE, as in Sam, P as in Peter, E, N as in Nancy, C as in cat, E, R as in Robert, .com/unlock, UNLOCK. I spell it because I know this is going international too.
Yes, this is going international, and it's also going to go on the Google Play Store app, and individuals don't always have access to all of the information that I have put into the comments
Right.
and stuff when they download the app, or if they get it on iTunes or iHeart or any of the other syndicated places that the Wealthy Wednesday show is on. So,
Wonderful.
Gabrielle, this has been so incredibly fascinating, and thank you for truly explaining on a very practical level how exactly to become in alignment so that you're able to start fulfilling your soul purpose and your destiny,
And make
which
money.
is your divine destiny to make money.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It is magic, but it's practical. magic. I mean, this is where I want everybody to understand it is magic, but you also have to be willing and put forth in the right way the action, like we were saying. I mean,
Correct.
even in doing the MP3s. So you can do the MP3 when you're sleeping, when you're driving. You don't have to actually go into meditation. It's about the yes, I'm wanting healing so that I can move into my life purpose. This is what your higher self is over there, rah rah for. Do it.
Yes.
Because the faster you do it, the faster not only do you get to live your divine purpose, but there are many, many jobs and many, many gifts that you are provided once you make that commitment and you move in that direction. So it's pretty endless and it's pretty amazing. Every time I think I have a great understanding, like, wow, okay, that explains that. And then I've now gotten to the point of, well, I wonder what's next, because they always, once you get it, then there's another layer to get. And you're like, wow. So it's a total discovery. And for me as a mind person, I just think that's pretty awesome.
It is. It's so exciting. And it's like a treasure hunt for me.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes.
You and I
So
are on the same page, Lucy.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, I would like to say thank you for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show. And, I want to thank my audience for coming here, listening, and really being able to tell me by your comments, by your emails to me on who you want me to have on the Wealthy Wednesday show. Thank you for giving me tips that you want to have answered and what kind of topics you want me to bring to you, because you are the reason why I continuously bring the Wealthy Wednesday show to you. We are celebrating over 3 years now, running strong. And if you are looking to be a sponsor for the Wealthy Wednesday show, we're going to be putting a call out for sponsorships so that you get continuous acknowledgement for supporting the Wealthy Wednesday show. So until next time, abundant blessings. Are you ready to change your money flow? Would you like to get beyond the 6 figures that you keep bumping up against? Well, let me tell you, my book, Magical Money Manifestations, is going to help you create money manifestations on autopilot so that you will have more money, more freedom, and more joy in your life. Go to magicalmoneymanifestations.com to find out more information. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Lucy McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, a mentor for conscious women entrepreneurs, helping them create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. I would love to extend to you a free gift. And all you need to do is go to my website at lucymcmonagle.com. That's LucyMcmonagle.com to get your free gift. So until next time, abundant blessings.